Hi and welcome to the GetGreenEnergy YouTube channel. Here we're going to share with you some fantastic how-to videos and share with you some of our wonderful new and exciting products that we have available at GetGreenEnergy. Today we're going to be showing you how to mount the fantastic Inova 430 watt semi-flexible solar panel to your camper van or your boat. It's a couple of stages. The first stage is locating it and positioning it on the roof and then marking it out, which we're going to do now with a bit of tape. Simply mark off the edges in the position that you want. So we've taped off the edges, locating the panel where we want it. What we need to do now is key the surfaces that we're going to be sticking. So I'm going to ask Tom to give me a hand. It's not a particularly heavy panel, it's only 6.8 kilograms, but it's a big panel, and if you've got two sets of hands, it's better. So we'll just flip this over, Tom, if we can. There we go, awesome. Let's get those out of the way, lovely. Now we pop it back on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little sanding block, and I'm just going to key in the surfaces very, very lightly, just to give the adhesive something to stick to. So there we go. So I've keyed the whole of this surface. What I need to do now is make sure I've got rid of any dust and surface contaminants, just to make sure it's got every chance of sticking properly. That's it. So now we've keyed the surface on the panel. I'm now going to key the surface on the roof. Again, same process. So we've keyed off both surfaces, we've cleaned them down. Now what we need to do is measure up where we're going to be placing our adhesive. So we're going to go down the lines of the tape, both ends. We're also then going to space it out about 20 centimetres between each line. So all I do is run a tape the length of the panel and mark it off on both sides. So to recap, we've marked off our area, we've keyed the surface, we've cleaned it down, and we've now marked it up where we want to put our beading. So now is to put some beading on. We're going to use Sikaflex 252 or 554. There are other adhesives out there, but this is generally the one that everybody goes with. So we've got our guideline, and all we're going to do is give a nice, plentiful bead, about 10 millimeters, and work ourselves. We're using white just so that you can see it. And we work our way across. Right, so we've finished putting all our adhesive on. What we're going to do now is put some spacing in there. Whilst there's been massive development in semi-flexible solar panels, it is still crucial, in my opinion, that you do have some airflow underneath. It just helps with temperature regulation. And in terms of longevity for the panel, we want them to last as long as possible without getting any hot spots on them. Again, the caveat on that is that they have moved on massively since the early panels, and these things work to quite substantial temperatures. So all we're going to do with this is take these spacers, which are 8mm tile spacers, available from any hardware store, and we're just going to place them into the adhesive that we put on there, and we just go along the rows, nice and evenly spaced, and move along. Cheap as chips, these as well, so it's not going to break the bank. and I'll finish off this panel, and I'll see you in a bit when we place the panel on. Right, we've put all our adhesive down, we've put our spacers in, little bits of adhesive on each one of those. What we're going to do now is place the panel on top. When we place it on, we're very, very careful that we place it down flat and apply a little bit of pressure. Okay, so we don't want too much, we're not trying to squeeze everything out, but we're just trying to apply just enough pressure just to get that grip bond as it touches it. Tom's going to give me assistance with this. Thank you much to you, Tom. And then we lower it down to the point where we think we're about square up on that top edge. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Well done. There's a bit out there, but that's fine because it will move. You can feel it gripping the moment it goes on. Are we all squared up?
Yeah.
And then we lightly apply pressure across the surface of it. Try not to get any adhesive on it. Let's get you out the side there. Brilliant. Lovely. Right, at this point it would pay to put some bits on top of it just to weigh it down and let it to go off. It takes 24 hours for it to cure, and with that I'll see you in 24 hours. Welcome back. So we've allowed this to cure for 24 hours. As you can see now, this is now lifting the roof of our van. So all that we need to do now is to seal it. So to do that, we're going to put a bead of sealing along the edges. We're then going to smooth it in with a wet finger. And finally, to make sure that everything's nice and secured and down, we're going to use some ultimate Gorilla Tape just to seal around the edges. So we'll start at this edge then. And we basically just want to feed in a nice beaded length, and we're going to go all the way around. Don't worry if you get a little bit of excess in places, because it will all get smoothed in. So I'll just do this one edge to demonstrate, and then we'll do the rest afterwards. So a wet finger, and keep your handy blue roll with you, and we smooth that in. We can wipe that off in a bit, smooth it in. Wipe off any excess. And we'll go all the way around the panel. I'll see you in a minute. So there we have it, our fantastic Inova 430 watt semi-flexible solar panel mounted onto our very green fake roof, all taped up. As I say, we use some ultimate Gorilla Tape just to go around the edges, just to give you that extra seal. Stops any lift as well if you're a little bit nervy, but it is belts and braces, let's be honest. And there you have it. These are on offer at the moment on our website, www.getgreenenergy.co.uk. Please have a little look on our site. There's lots of other interesting stuff on there, and continue subscribing, liking, and watch out for us, as we'll have some more videos for you in the very near future. We've got a very, very interesting portable power station that we're going to be introducing to the world over the next couple of days. So watch this space. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.